And look at us. Here we are. We are in the Great Smoky Mountains. Are you kidding me? This is freaking beautiful. I finally got to meet this guy. I've been talking to him for a long time. There we are, Mr. Brad from none other than MadJack Concrete Coating. Here we are. We flew up yesterday and we did some other stuff and we drove up this crazy winding road. He warned me about it.
I did.
He warned us about it. But so we're at this killer house that's being built. He's got the privilege to work for a builder here and he's doing the pool deck. But we want to kind of just talk about what MadJack is for a minute. What is MadJack Concrete Coating and where do you work? So kind of tell the people that don't know you exactly what it is that you do.
So pretty much anything that is concrete, we will coat it. We cover residential, industrial, commercial. We do driveways, pool decks, patios, sidewalks. Our coverage area is from Crossville to the Tri-Cities and everything in between. We'll cover up 75 to the Kentucky state line. So if it's in East Tennessee, we cover it.
Cool. So you forgot to say garages.
And we do garage floors as well. Basements.
Yeah.
If it's concrete, we'll do it.
Yeah, there you go. So today, it's got this killer indoor pool. But typically, this is new construction, right? So
yes.
It's a little bit different. So if you're, a homeowner and you're at home and, you're looking at this ugly concrete, and it's got some stains on it and stuff, there's a lot to it that goes into it. So before they can just start throwing concrete, start coating it, and this is a lot superior stuff. This isn't like going down to the big box store and buying some stuff off the shelf. You want it to last. There's a big difference. So kind of tell us and educate us the difference of the product that you use and who's behind you.
So we use a product, it's polyurea as our base coat, and I get all my chemicals, our flake, our top coat, and our base coat. Everything comes from Pentec Industrial Coatings. So it's a polyurea base coat, which is 10 times more flexible than epoxy. The adhesion is 6 times stronger. So you don't have to worry about the hot tire pools,
Sure.
Pulling your cars in and out. Our product is also UV stable as well. So if you come out to the apron, you do your driveway, your sidewalk, anything that's exposed to the sun, it's UV stable. And you also get a lifetime warranty for UV stability as well. With the product, you'll get a limited lifetime warranty that covers your product chipping, peeling, cracking, delamination, and again, as I said, for UV stability. The cool thing about it is that their warranty is with Pentec Industrial Coatings.
Right.
So
it stays with. So, Brad decides to move back to Indonesia and hits the lottery and wants to move to Hawaii. Your stuff is still protected, and Pentec backs that stuff up. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yep. Got it. Yeah, I have some other Pentec guys. So I got a little educated on that whole warranty thing. And as far as we thought about the hot tire pulls and we have some videos on his website that Pentec produced, talking about, the stretch tests and all these different things to show you how long it takes for the stuff to, it's pretty durable stuff. The pool deck here is indoors. So that's a big difference. So he's working downstairs and they're not putting any of the stuff down today. They're still prepping. But outside, you can't have any rain when you're ready to go. It's got to be dry.
It has to be dry.
Yeah.
Polyurea, flake, and top coat and water doesn't mix well during the application process.
Sure.
So the area that's coated has to be completely dry. There can't be any. We won't. If there's rain in the forecast, we try to push that project off.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to risk having problems with the adhesion of the product in the rain. So it's just not worth. It's not worth the attempt.
I know you're about the 24-hour thing. It takes time. It still needs to dry, and you can see it is raining here a little bit. That's why I was mentioning the rain. I just thought I'd bring that up because some clients don't understand. Hey man, what you don't want to have to do is do it twice.
No.
So I'm Mr. Homeowner, and I need a quote. And I just want a ballpark, hey, can you give me a number? Why can't you do that?
Well, for one, there's several things we look at when we schedule an appointment for a quote. So that's the first step. Place a call, we'll schedule an appointment. There's no obligations, and the quotes are always free.
Right.
There's no obligations.
And it's a quote, not an estimate. Right.
That's right.
So it's a number.
Yeah. Yep. It's a solid number. That's what it's going to be for us to do this job.
Gotcha.
And so there's a few things we look at. We look at the overall condition of the area that's going to be coated.
Right.
What does it look like? Is it pitting? Is it spalling? We look for cracks. And we also take a moisture reading of the slab. If the moisture reading is above a 5.5, then, we have to for the warranty to be valid, it's recommended that a moisture barrier be applied first before we put the polyurea, the flake, and the top coat.
Right, and moisture could be coming up from underneath.
Yeah.
People don't realize that, concrete is very porous down and up, right? So there could be something up pushing water. I remember you told me you had a product like that where you had to put some sand in there and get the thing dried out, if I remember correctly.
Well, we have a product called NF450 that we use for moisture mitigation. And there's some, depending on how bad the area is, we have a product called HD Mender that we'll mix some sand with to fill like the cracks, or if the stem walls or verticals are in bad shape, we can fill that with that product. And then after it cures, we profile it back down to make sure everything's nice, crisp, and straight.
And the breeze just kicked in. We probably get more rain coming a little bit. Man, this place is beautiful. Anthony and I pulled up. We went up this windy road, by the way, and then we parked, and then we turned around, and we're like, "Are you kidding me? This is his view."
Yeah, we have great locations up here to work when we work on these cabins. I mean, the most of the time, the view is what you see. Occasionally, we'll have a few bears come and join us.
That's it.
So
put in the work.
Well, no.
Also, you wanted wintertime. You talked about wintertime. It gets cold here, but what's the difference? You guys keep right on going.
Yeah, we can keep going. Basically, really, what stops us from doing an application outdoors is moisture.
Right.
If it's raining, if it's snowing, obviously we can't.
Sure.
We can't do it then. But if cold, we've worked as low as 18 degrees. And, doing driveway coatings.
And that's the difference in your product.
That's
compared
right.
to some of the epoxy guys.
That's right. And the other cool thing about our product too, instead of waiting 3, 5, 7 days before you can actually access that area that's coated, after 24 hours, you're good to get on our product, be it foot traffic or vehicle traffic, you're good to go.
When so you're ready to do a job. You get the job, you go through the whole process and everything is good, and the customer said, yeah, come on out. First thing you got to do is you got to profile, right? So you got to go in and check. Tell us a little bit about that process.
So during the initial inspection of the area, right, the guys know what they're going to have when they get there. They know how many linear feet of crack. They know all the repairs. They know the total square footage of the area to be coated. So when they first arrive, they look over the area that they're going to be working, make sure everything matches up, and that everything is the same as it is during the initial inspection.
Gotcha.
So the first step is the profiling, which is a very important step. You want to make sure that the profile is great. There's a few things you're looking for during the profile. You want to make sure the pad is completely clean of any debris that may be on it, dirt, dust, oil, anything.
Yeah.
And then you want to look for the etch marks that the machine makes as it's profiling, because what that's doing, it's opening up those pores to the concrete. So when we apply the base coat, it seeps down on those pores and actually bonds to your floor.
And makes that connection. Yeah, I saw that in the video. That's pretty cool.
But also, before we start that, any repairs that need to be made, we make those. We'll chase the cracks out with the what we call a crack chasing blade. We vacuum it out, but I also use a 3-inch chip brush with some acetone on it, and we follow those cracks to make sure that it's really nice and clean for the adhesion of the mender that we're going to put in there. Patios, pool decks, driveways, pretty much all cracked. That's all prep work that this guy has to do before. If he's got, how many cracks? Has it got 3 cracks or has it got 30 cracks? You know what I mean? So all that's going to have to be grinded. You'll see that in some of the videos and stuff you see. And then they got to go back and fill it and all that stuff before they can start. So there's a lot that goes into it, and it goes back to the quote, right? So Mr. Client doesn't tell you how much you got. Hey, I got a 300-400 square foot garage, but we don't know the condition, or he doesn't know the condition. He's got to go out there and put his eyes on it. So some people don't like that, but that's the nature of the beast. I mean, you got to be able to go out there and really look at it so they know how much work they're going to do. We were with the guy yesterday. They were prepping this floor for 3 days, and they were still not done. It was an old car garage that had all kinds of oil on it and grease and tar. And when we got there, he said, this is after 3 days. I'm like, holy crap. I mean, it was a mess. So Can you imagine? So that was a building that's been around for the 50s, apparently. So it had a lot of oil on work. Yeah, I think the record we have for residential is a lady had 269 linear feet of crack in her basement that we had to repair.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
So you got to get the concrete right, man, before you do all the work, because then if you want it, it's all about the prep work and everything.
Right. It's all about the prep work.
It is. Well, I think one thing that really helps us stand out is, again, you go back talking about hiring the right people and having the right crew. the guys I have working with me now, they take a lot of pride in what they do. So they're very detail oriented.
Yeah.
They want to pay attention to the small things, because when they first see their area, they're looking at the big picture, right? Yeah. And everything looks good and everything looks nice. But through my experience, within about 2 minutes, they're walking around and they're looking at those little areas. You know, is that joint nice and crisp? Does the product flow? Is that joint smooth? You know, they all the way up in the corner. Is everything coated as it should be? So within 2 minutes, the customer's basically doing their own inspection of your work.
Right. I mean,
and they're looking for the details.
That's exactly right. This stuff ain't cheap. It costs a little bit of money to do this work. You know what I mean? It's you want it to look good, you want it to last. So they're going to look at it, of course, and that's what he wants. He wants a happy customer.
And I think it's another thing that a customer understands, that polyurea being a much better product is going to be more expensive than epoxy.
Gotcha.
So sometimes I think when people start comparing price, they need to study a little more or ask questions. You know, they need to look at epoxy versus polyurea, you know, the longevity and return to service. I mean, there's a lot of variables in there that I think they don't consider. Some people just see the bottom line, the cheaper price, but they don't realize, you know, maybe 5 years, maybe 7 years, they're going to have to come back and they're going to have to replace it.
Sure.
And, you know, with our product, when it's down, it's down.
Yeah.
No, I don't have to come back 3 years, 5 years, 7 years to recoat it. You know, unless there's a problem. And obviously, if there's a problem, pick up the phone, give us a call. We'll come and look and we'll take care of it.
Right. Yeah. That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
I know your buddy Jay. We had this conversation. Jay on Zano. He's the one that introduced me to this to Brad here years back now. And we talked about the same thing. And he's like, look, if you're going to flip a house, you're not going to be in there for 6 months. Maybe you're not paying attention to it as much. But if you're going to be there a while, you're going to hold on to the house. It's going to be your living house, or you're keeping it long term. I know me. I can tell you, my kids hear this a lot from me. I hate doing things twice. I hate doing things twice.
That's right.
Pet peeve of mine, man. So I know you got a client right now wanting you to get out there and do this driveway, and it's kind of looking like this. And you're like, no, man, I can't come right now because it might be raining. But hey, stay right there. Don't go away. Keep looking. Keep cut for a second. Don't just hold on 1 second. We've been helping Brad with his website, his reviews, and trying to get things straight. And we do a lot of stuff trying to help him grow his business. And early on, we talked to him about getting positive reviews, because when you're trying to rank for epoxy coating or polyurea, garage floor, concrete coating, whatever the keyword is that we're trying to get in the rank for, that's our job. There's a lot of things that go into, especially on the local side of Google. There's different things, and they look at the reviews. So I know how important reviews are, right? Getting good reviews, and there's a couple guys took me a little while to get them going on the tool that we give them to try to get those review requests. You got pretty good at it. Mark the man bet he was giving me a little crap, but he's finally got on it. But when these guys hit milestones, it's good for us. Obviously, it's good for your business. I mean, the more you get it, and the more reviews you get. So just wanted to share something with him. He didn't know about this, but I wanted to show him. Check it out. There it is.
Oh, that's nice, man.
Got 50. Well, I think you're probably more than that now.
Yeah, I think we're about 58, 59.
See?
Thanks, Mark.
That's awesome.
Appreciate you, man.
50,
Thank you.
So, 75 will be next, and then we'll start on there like that.
I do.
So, that's our goal is, you can get reviews different. Obviously Google's king. We want a lot of Google positive reviews. You can do some stuff for Facebook, Yelp. There's different folks that do different things, but Google's the one that's driving that traffic, especially on the Google local part of things. So, I didn't think they were letting me get on the plane with that because of the glass. I thought for sure they were going to maybe make it out. There you go. So,
well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you guys for your help too. I get a lot of compliments on the website, man.
Yeah.
On this professionalism and that, it's I get a lot of compliments on that. So I thank you and your team for all the support.
I think you called me once ago. You told me that this guy thinks I'm a Fortune 500 company.
That's right. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. All right, so you're going to see more coming up about this pool deck that he's doing downstairs. It's going to be awesome. Came all the way up here, but you did bring us to this beautiful location. So it's
like
awesome.
I said, it's a great place to work, man.
That's it. All right,
Great
guys.
place.
We'll stay tuned. We will show you more soon.